All right, this is going to attempt to help you complete 218, the linear skills review. So when attorney charges a fixed fee of $250 and $150 per hour, so slope-intercept form, this is always going to be the fixed fee is your y-intercept, and this is going to be your rate per hour. So y equals 150x plus the fixed rate of 250. And then you're just going to plug in 26 to get your final bill. So that comes out to $4,150. All right, the slope of this line. So if I start here, I can go down 4 and over 2. Down 4 and over 2 reduces to a slope of -2. The y-intercept is at 4, or I could write that as 0, 4. So the equation would be y equals -2x plus 4 in slope-intercept form. All right, graphing lines. We need to get this into y equals mx plus b. So we're going to start by subtracting the 2x. So now I have 3y equals -2x plus 9, and I'm going to divide through everything by 3. So y equals -2/3 x plus 3. So down 2 over 3, negative slope. And on part B, if nothing is here, my intercept is at 0, and I can always make it as a slope of something over 1. So I'm going to start at 0, down 2 over 1, also a negative slope. All right, more equations. This is in point slope form, and I'm just going to convert it into slope intercept form. This parenthesis is doing nothing. And on the other side, I'm going to distribute my 2. So I have 2x plus 8. And then I'm just going to add 1 at the end. So y equals 2x plus 9. So up 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. It says to make sure to label your y-intercept. So that's at 0, 9. And then another point on the graph. So for example, -1, 7. And this is a horizontal line. So y equals -3 would look like that. Finding the slope between 2 points, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm just using this as my y2, y1. And I get 12 over 2, which is a slope of 6. And then this is asking you about the slope of a horizontal versus a vertical line. So horizontal lines have slopes that are 0, and vertical lines have slopes that are undefined. Is this a function? So each x can only have one y value. So yes, each x has one y value. X squared is not linear. D of 8, if I plug in 8, I'm going to go 2 times 8 squared, and 2 times 64 would give me 128. I would pause and, try to do some of these on your own before you hear me say the answers. Is this linear? Yes, mx plus b is linear. H of 0 would just give me 0 plus 10, which is 10. H of -1 would give me 1 plus 10, which is 11. We're going to plot these points, -2, 0, -1, 3, 3, 9, and -1, 5. We're not going to connect them because it's a scatter plot. If I did a table, -2, 0, -1, 3, 3, 9, and -1, 5. So if I do that in a mapping diagram, this is input and output. So I only have 3 inputs, -2, -1, and 3. And I've got 0, 3, 5, and 9. Negative 2 goes to 0. Negative 1 goes to 3. 3 goes to 9. And negative 1 goes to 5. So that's a problem right there. It is not a function because negative 1 has 2 outputs. The domain is negative 2, negative 1, and 3, and the range is 0, 3, 5, and 9. Domain just means X, and range just means Y. Casey is a small business making dessert baskets. Her fixed, remember that's Y-intercept, fixed weekly cost is 200. Ingredients per basket is 250, that's her rate. So 40 baskets, what was her weekly cost? So Y equals 250x plus 200, and we're going to plug in 40. So 250 times 40 plus 200. She had a fixed cost of $300. And if her total fixed costs, or sorry, her total costs were $562.50, how many desserts did she make? So we're going to subtract 200 to the other side and then divide by 250. So 145 desserts. Water tank already has 55 gallons and they're filling it 8 gallons per minute. 8 gallons per minute, and it's starting at 55 gallons, and we want to plug in 25. So 8 times 25 plus 55 should give you 255 gallons. Buying t-shirts, 12 shirts, it costs $150. 15 shirts, it costs $195. Find the rate of change. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 gives me 45 divided by 3, or $15 per shirt is my rate. So y equals 15x. I don't know the y-intercept, so I'm going to plug in one of the combos, 12 with $150, and see what b has to be. So 15 times 12 is 180. And if I subtract that to the other side, b must be negative 30. 15x minus 30 is my equation. Now I can plug in 25 and see what I get. So 15 times 25 minus 30 is $345. This year they sold roses and tulips. How many roses were sold? They sold number, so let's see, let's let X be roses and Y be tulips. The number of roses sold was 8 more than 4 times the number of tulips. Tulips were sold for $2 and roses for $5, and they made $4.14. So it looks like I'm going to do substitution. Plug that right in there. 2y plus 5, 8 plus 4y equals 414. 2y plus 40 plus 20y is 414. So I end up with 22y. What's 414 minus 40? 374. Oops. And I'm dividing by 22. So y is 17. 17 tulips. And then I can plug in 8 plus 4 times 17. 76 roses. All right, so this one looks like it's set up for substitution. So I'm going to take this and put it in for x in the bottom equation. So 3 4 minus 2y minus 2y equals 4. 12 minus 6y minus 2y equals 4. So I have a total of negative 8y. And when I subtract 12 to the other side, I also have negative 8. So it looks like y has to be 1. And when I plug y back in up here, 4 minus 2 is 2. So 2 comma 1 would be the solution. This looks like it's set up for elimination. So I'm just going to distribute a negative to the top equation. So my y's are eliminated. And so now if I add these together, I have x equals 1. And when I plug that back in, I've got 3 times 1 plus y equals 1. Subtract 3 to the other side, and y must be negative 2. So 1 comma negative 2 is the solution. I can do substitution on number 17, and I'm going to take this whole amount and substitute it in for x on the left. So negative 5y plus 2 equals 3y minus 2, and now I can solve for y. So I can collect my y's by adding 5y. So I end up with 4 equals 8y. So it looks like y is 1/2. And then when I plug that back in, if I do negative 5 times 1/2 plus 2, I get negative 1/2. So I get negative 1/2, positive 1/2. On the next one, I could do substitution again. Plug this in for y. So let's do 2x minus 6 minus x minus 3 equals 7. 2x minus 6 minus x plus 3 equals 7. I have a total of x minus 3 equals 7, so x must be 10. And when I plug that back in, it looks like y is 7. So 10 comma 7. So this next one, it looks like I can do substitution. I'm going to plug this in for this y. So 1/2 x plus 4 equals negative 2x plus 9. Add 2x, I'll have 2.5 x. Subtract 4, I'll have 5. So x must be 2. And then when I plug 2 back in, I get 1 plus 4, which is 5. So 2 comma 5. And the last one looks like it's set up for elimination. When I multiply the bottom row by 2, 6x minus 2y equals negative 76. Everything goes away. If 0 is equal to 0, the answer is many solutions. If it had said 0 equals 7 or something false, it would have been no solution.